It's WrestleMania.
I'm sorry. I do the intro. I don't know what you're doing there.
Oh wait, you're on this side now. You're on this side
Oh.
of me. Oh, this is weird because I normally face this way. Ooh,
Oh, really?
ooh, yeah.
I normally just pretend. I guess then I must normally look kind of like I'm talking up.
Hmm.
Oops. Well, I'm also always looking at me. So, all
That's fair.
right. Welcome to the Pinfall Podcast. I am your host, Liz, and I'm joined as always by my lovely co-host, Marcus.
And as you can see, we have a brand new stream layout to go along with WrestleMania. It'll be our permanent new layout.
As you can see, if you are joining us for the multiple time, joining us for the first time, then maybe you just like that's just a nice layout.
Some stuff will have to be changed, like Sasha down here. Um, the New Day over there. I think that's it so far. We'll see how tomorrow goes to see if we need to change anything else. But yeah, I think it's very nice. A lot better than what we already had.
Do you mind if I go do something real quick?
What do you need? We're starting a podcast. What are you doing right now?
I left my water in the kitchen.
Oh my god. All right, then I'm introing the fucking podcast. All right.
I
Well,
already introed it.
welcome to the Pinfall Podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Mark, and Liz is gone, so it's just me. This is WrestleMania. Night 1. Oh man, and what a great fucking show this was. This was fantastic. Minus one match, but no, you still need those duds in there to kind of evenly pace the show. I think this was great all around. So, one thing we should talk about first is our predictions. Every pay-per-view, we do predictions to go along with the matches. We predict the outcome of each match, and for every incorrect prediction, we have to finish a can of hard seltzer before the show is over. Today, we're drinking Bon and Vive. And so those incorrect predictions and drinks add up. So if you get 3 wrong, you have to drink 3 seltzers, and so on. And whoever gets the most correct predictions will be crowned the Pinfall Podcast Prediction Champion. Now, because this is a 2-night event, just like TakeOver, we're saving the winner for night 2, but we will be doing the drinks today to evenly space everything out. So our numbers tonight are not evident of the final ruling. Which is obvious because I believe we're tied. Welcome, Morgan's Mist, and yes, Twitter was amazing tonight. Twitter was great. Yeah. So, the winner of the predictions, the Pinfall Podcast Prediction Champion, has to deal out a punishment to the loser, and that can be anything, but we won't find that out until tomorrow. Now, our cat also made predictions too. Now, if you want to go watch the video of her making the predictions, you can go to our YouTube, the Pinfall Podcast. I can hear myself.
Just wanted to open up the chat. Accidentally turned on a very loud video of us.
Okay. So I don't know how she did. Were you keeping track of the predictions? Okay.
She didn't do horribly, but she didn't do as well as we did.
Do you have her predictions listed out?
I do. I have them listed with our predictions as well with each match.
Okay, good. All right, so do you want to go over the scores real quick? Do you want to get the cat score first?
Let's see. So, 1, it's hard because my notes are at 30-point font because I don't have my glasses on. 2, takes me a while to scroll.
And I'm going to crack my seltzer right now. My first one.
As you should. 4. She got 5. She got 6 out of the 7 wrong.
Wow.
6 out of 7.
Wait. Did I not count mine up right? Oh, I guess I didn't. Okay. Yeah, oh my god. So she got 1 right.
She got Braun Strowman right.
Oh, what a dumbass with the worst picks. The worst picks.
Hey, nice, she's just a cat.
We should do a punishment for whoever does worse than the cat.
If that day ever comes, then yes, but hopefully that day never comes.
Yeah, it's like whoever does worse than the cat has to do whatever chat tells them to do.
Oh my god, stop now. That could turn horrible quickly. So, yeah, do we want to talk about predictions? Do we want to talk about the nightmare that was going into WrestleMania tonight?
Let's just get our numbers first. So, Pepita did 1 and 6. How did you do?
1 and 7.
No?
Pepita, yeah, there were 7 matches tonight.
Yeah, so 1 and 6. 1 and 6.
God damn it. God damn it.
And that spells disaster for you at Sacrifice.
I'm always doing the Scott Steiner math, man. So I did 6 and 1.
As did I. So we both tied. We both have to drink 1 seltzer, and we both did opposite of the cat.
I have a vodka soda and vodka soda mix to supplement the fact that I don't want to just drink 1 seltzer.
And I have black miso beer.
Ugh,
It tastes like
so
shit.
bad. Is the worst. I do think tomorrow is going to be worse.
Tomorrow will be worse. We have a lot of different predictions.
In terms of how we'll do. More so.
Right. Yeah, we have a lot of different predictions, so we'll see how things go there. Morgan said he got 6 and 1 as well. You made the same mistake Liz did, and we'll get to that specifically, but you guys got the same thing wrong.
Also, I have to potentially go with M78 Eddie here and say that Banks vs. Belair may have been the best match tonight. I'd put some money on that.
Yeah, I'd go with that. But we will talk about all of that eventually. Once we
get to the best of the night.
Yes, our ending segment. But now, let's talk about the actual pay-per-view. We had a great SmackDown Women's Championship main event. We had the in-ring debut of Bad Bunny. We had a steel cage match. We had Raw Tag Team Champions going to AJ and Omos. And we had the Tag Team Turmoil match along with Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. Cesaro's singles WrestleMania debut.
Yeah. And we had a really long haul going into fucking actually getting wrestling tonight because there were a ton of storms over Tampa. There's gonna be a ton of storms tomorrow over Tampa. So I don't know how long those are gonna last. I just know it's supposed to rain and thunder. It's supposed to be sunny as shit on Monday. So
okay. Well, yeah. So there was a rain delay that happened today, and we ended up. The show didn't start. Well, the first match didn't start until 45 minutes into the show. So it's roughly 30 to 40 minute delay.
Yeah, it was a 35-minute delay going into the show. We started wrestling around 8:35.
It was 45 because that was because Denise Salcedo tweeted the exact time it happened, saying like giving the exact time that it was delayed. But not to say that really affected the show. It really didn't. It just had to start a little late. I'm sure production was panicking, trying to get everything going. And
especially when you have a hard out at midnight.
Yeah, but we still ended like 20 minutes earlier than that.
So, I mean, I don't know if you want to get started on talking about the matches or...
Well, not the matches quite yet, because we started off with Vince McMahon, starting off the show with the whole roster out there. And there were some interesting sights to point out. First of all, Jinder Mahal there, bald, looking jacked as shit.
Was he bald at?
He was bald at
Okay.
whatever that was. Super
Showdown. Jewel.
Sure, yeah. He's super jacked. Rhea Ripley was super emotional, tearing up on the stage because it was her first WrestleMania in front of a crowd, along with Bianca Belair, but we didn't see her until the main event.
Montez was also in the back crying during the national anthem, and I was like,
yeah.
Fuck.
We also got to see the fans. It was really nice to have a show with fans again. Oh
my god, wasn't it?
It felt amazing. Oh, also, we should show off our shirts. I'm repping an Up, Down, Down shirt. Liz is repping the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins.
As always.
Also,
Gemini King.
We are adding another stipulation to our predictions, which I forgot to mention. The loser has to buy a WWE shirt of the other person's choice.
This is in addition to my Sami Zayn shirt that Mark still has not gotten me.
Yes, I know. So yeah, we had all the superstars out there. It was really nice. Vince actually gave a really great speech, although he's pronouncing WWE as WB.
He's so old.
A lot of fucking people in the crowd's not wearing masks, and nothing being done about it.
Strowman was God's last second intervention, dude. He was like, "Please stop."
And I noticed this. I noticed one thing. One name is missing. It was missing from that crowd. It was missing from the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. And he's a big name. Jeff Hardy. Where is he?
Where is Jeff Hardy, though?
You would think he'd be at the Battle Royal, because I mean, that was like Jobber Central. Right now they have Jeff Hardy in the Jobber angle. But you also had Elias and Jackson Riker, who Elias most recently fought. And you would think he would have been on the stage to intro WrestleMania. Yeah, Alistair is another name. I've been wondering where he is, but you would think you would see Jeff Hardy at the very least.
So Jeff Hardy, barring Jeff Hardy,
mm-hmm.
The fact that we got teased with Alistair in such a dramatic fashion, and to be fair, we couldn't study every person that was up there with Vince.
Right.
There's no way in hell to do that. I know Mustafa was there. I know people who weren't involved tonight were there. But, I mean, Alistair's one of those people where it's like, right now, I don't really think that, if he were to come back, he'd be the spectacle. I kind of expected to see something, but also at the same time, I'm wondering if maybe because there was so little time for bullshitting in between the matches,
mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if maybe we lost some stuff in the mix.
Right. Possibly. But I think if we see Aleister Black at any point, I feel like they would want to do a little surprise, because his entrance, his whole vibe is very dramatic. Now, speaking of surprises, we were teased at a Becky Lynch return. She posted on her social media a picture of her working out, and I forget the exact description or the exact caption, but the first letter of each line said Night 1. Now, if you believed in that, you would be a fool. You were played, because she is notoriously a troll, as we saw from Royal Rumble.
I had hope.
I know, I did too. As soon as I saw Bayley, I was like, "Oh man, Becky's coming." But then Becky posted on her Instagram story she was watching the main event from her TV at home. So, we had no surprises today. Maybe they'll have something night 2, but we'll see. Because I feel like they would want to save that for night 2.
Yeah, I'm hoping that there are some surprises because that was one of the things I was really excited about.
Mm-hmm.
And for everything to go along with my predictions and have no surprises, I was like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I kind of left a little beaten on that one.
Now, as you mentioned, we had America the Beautiful, which was sung by BB Rexa.
Learned how to say her name today.
And then we experienced the weather delay, which gave us Michael Cole and Samoa Joe wearing ponchos in the middle of the ring, soaking wet. But it also gave us something fantastic, which was a lot of improvised promos from wrestlers backstage. We got an amazing promo from the New Day, a great promo from Bobby, MVP, and Drew. Something great from Braun. And then there was the Dirty Dogs were also there to give us a little promo. So it wasn't all bad. We got some nice stuff. Morgan Smith said, I thought she was going to assist Bianca after the match in case of an angry Sasha beatdown, but thankfully they let her babyface pop be organic. Yeah. I don't think they would want to risk that in front of a massive crowd. I expected her to come out at the very end to present herself as the next challenger for the belt.
Right. That's where I thought. But maybe, maybe we don't know. Maybe she's going to be on Raw. Maybe she's going to come out for the Asuka Rhea match.
Maybe. Yeah. Who knows? But I feel like they would want to put her on. She's currently signed to Smackdown, I believe.
But what does anything mean?
Yeah. So after that, we had the intro of the show with one host and one loser, Titus O'Neil and Hulk Hogan, which Hulk Hogan came out to many boos and a not so warm crowd. They do not like him, understandably.
Titus? Mr. Titus, the man who I know has like 1,000-watt fucking smile, is standing there like just straight faced, dead in the face, until it's like his turn to talk and he's smiling again. But like, oh man,
when Hulk came out, Titus just let out the biggest sigh. Like, they had the opportunity to just let Bayley host with Titus. That would have been amazing. That would have been perfect. Oh, but we have him. Imagine if we had Kevin Nash hosting.
Sweet Kevin.
or X-Pac. I'd like to see X-Pac host.
X-Pac's got a lot of energy. I could see that.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, if Kevin Nash was hosting, I mean, I know like the hosts are out for like 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, Morgan Smith. Fuck Hulk Hogan. Like Kevin Nash.
Or, you know what, just to do the complete flip side of this year, next year, have the Iron Sheik host. He
I don't think he's allowed to.
He hates Hulk Hogan with a burning passion.
Let him come out tomorrow night instead.
He just clotheslines Hulk Hogan from behind.
We deserve what we deserve.
Morgan Smith said next year will be Iron Sheik and Mandy Rose because she slipped as well. Oh man, that makes me so sad.
Yep. Well. Right. Slice a humble pie for the man.
You know, Hulk, that would happen to Hulk, and Hulk would try and no-sell it and try and kip up.
God, he's so fucking old.
So
who is he kidding with like the fucking Hall of Fame thing where he had like the stubble that was all black again, like he used to have? Who the fuck are you kidding, Hulk?
All right.
Don't dye your fucking stubble. It's weird.
as much as we want to shit on Hulk Hogan all night, we do have a WrestleMania to get to, and there will be a lot to talk about.
I guess.
So, after we get that intro, we are brought into the first match. Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. And Liz, who did you pick?
I picked Bobby Lashley because I'm a fucking saint.
And you got that right. And
I did.
I picked Drew McIntyre, having the least amount of hope for WWE. But they you know what? I don't care that I got it wrong. I'm happy. I'm happy as shit.
Yeah, I was when Drew came out and I kind of saw the entire situation in front of me, I was like, oh, I fucked up. Like I genuinely was like, I really fucked up, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
But pleasantly surprised, I did not fuck up.
Yeah.
Shockingly.
But the whole crowd was roaring 50-50 for both sides. They're roaring for Drew and Bobby.
I'm gonna mark anywhere you go.
But his entrance was great. Like, definitely one of the best entrances to start with. Although his sword did go in a little crooked. Man, that was a big entrance.
I did miss the big entrances for pay-per-views. I miss that a lot.
Oh yeah, and we'll get it tomorrow again. I love 2-day pay-per-views. I love it. It seems so exhausting, but like I'm so excited for tomorrow. I'm so excited.
I'm excited for tomorrow, but also I'm not.
I would prefer this format with 7 matches a day for 2 days rather than like 14 matches in 1 day or 10 matches in 1 day for like a 1-day WrestleMania, you know?
Yeah, okay. I get that. That's fair. It's digestible.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
just exhausted.
Yeah.
Like we were when I was doing the notes today around the time of the Damian Priest Bad Bunny match, I was like, it finally set in, and I was like, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Monday night, I'm not gonna want to do shit. So when the Monday night podcast sucks, I'm not sorry. Not.
Yeah, we're probably gonna be hungover as hell.
I'm not gonna be. I have work.
Yeah. But yeah. So, Liz, do you want to talk about the match? This fantastic match.
I would love to. Right. So as I said, I went into this thinking I fucked up entirely. And said, was like, I can sense that this match is going to end a certain way, and I'm going to be pissed about it. Said, start with a shoulder tackle that flattens Drew. He no-sells, pops up, kicks Bobby's arms, and then we get an overhead belly to belly and like a little gesture of sorts. You know, good old. What does it mean? Does it mean fuck you?
What
does it mean? Fuck off.
I think it's the equivalent of the middle finger. It's like a TV safe middle finger.
I mean, like, whenever I've seen like a grown man do that in like the context of reality, it feels much worse than the middle finger. So much worse.
Oh, it's a lot more aggressive. Like compare this to when Steve Austin does the 2 middle fingers.
I can do this, and it's just like whatever. But if I were to do this.
But it means a lot to the nice Christian family living in North Dakota.
North Dakota. Watching a wrestling match, and you're a nice Christian family that doesn't want to see anything provocative. I don't know. I don't know how you got this far.
I did really love that motion though, because it was like, okay, this isn't just gonna be a normal wrestling match. Like this is a grudge match too. Like this is Drew hating Bobby. This is Bobby tired of Drew's shit. Loved it.
I have not resolved my emotions for this match yet, I'm realizing. I don't really know where I stand on this one.
Oh, really? I thought this was great. I thought the finish was a little... I would have liked a spear over a Hurt Lock, but, I mean, the Hurt Lock's his new finish, so... I'm not going to get much... I'm not going to get anywhere complaining about it.
So we get some punches, some slabs, some exchanging of blows, and Bobby sends some shark fins to the throat of Drew. Drew clotheslines Bobby from the ring. Lashley then launches Drew into the barricade and then another side of the barricade. We get a spear to Drew in the corner and a neck breaker. Bobby chokes Drew out against the ropes. Lashley's going for like a proper spear, getting all revved up for it. I get a hiccup, so it's my fucking momentum. Drew dodges him, sending him into the post. Drew then falls with Bobby's arm and brings him into an armbar submission. And, you know, we were just giving Drew shit for not having a lot of different moves. Or be it for me to give Drew a pass. With that said, I was decently impressed by the fact that he was doing different stuff.
Yeah, it's different stuff, but it's... You're talking about that clutch.
No, I know. We'll get to that, but okay. No, I'm talking about. I'll explain it.
The armbar.
Not the one you think.
Okay.
He brings him down to an armbar submission. Bobby punches free of it. Drew gets whipped into the corner. He clotheslines Bobby off the rebound. We had a second clothesline, then overhead belly to belly. Second one, a neck breaker and a kip up from Drew. We get the future shock DDT attempt because we always have to try it first. It fails, and then Lashley backs Drew into the corner. Drew hits him with a suplex into a bridging cover. Get a kick under the jaw to Lashley and a clothesline to Drew. Bobby then gets Drew up on his shoulder and then sends him spiraling off down to the ground. I thought it was kind of cool. There's a Glasgow kiss to Lashley. Then Lashley just fucking pancakes Drew with a spine buster. Lashley attempts the Hurt Lock for the first time, but Drew's not going to let it get locked in. So Drew ends up on the shoulders of Lashley, kind of wrapped around him like a little mink stole. He elbows his way out. An Alabama slam to Lashley that kind of lands a little funky because like Lashley was really full arms going into that.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was like, oh, my fucking elbows, buddy. Both men go up top. Lashley then dislodges Drew's footing. Drew gets a Kimura lock on Lashley. And then we have the same old fucking goddamn thing where it's McIntyre's upside down. And this was cool the first 14 times I saw it. And then like the next 28 that I saw it, I was like, all right. McIntyre's like upside down on the ropes. His legs are draped over either side of the corner. And Bobby's like, oh, what am I going to do here? Oh my God, I'm on top and you're upside down. And then McIntyre curls himself up, grabs Bobby and pulls him down to the ground. Bobby lands like on his foot too, like into the canvas. And I was like,
it was a bad landing.
Bad. Drew nearly gets the Claymore, but Lashley spine busters Drew. Drew still kips up. We get an overhead belly to belly and a future shock DDT, as well as a second one. And then a third. He attempts the Claymore, but this time Bobby plays possum, rolls on out, P helps him, and Drew flies out of the ring. Lashley, once we're back in, Lashley goes for the Hurt Lock again, but cannot lock it in. He suplexes Drew instead and then DDTs him. Get the Hurt Lock, but Drew drives Bobby into the buckles to dislodge him. There's a spine buster that's countered into the Kimura, which this was cool. This was the one where there was like the spine buster and Drew basically just kind of like bombed on. Got that fucking arm back.
Oh, yeah.
Which, fine.
Don't get me wrong, I love this match. I just don't like Drew's way of changing after each wrestler where he just legit takes a move. And the fact that we're just seeing the Kimura lock now, even though Drew fought Brock a year ago.
It's sort of like he's like, instead of echoing the last person he fought, he's echoing the last WrestleMania he fought.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It's an homage.
It's a callback.
Yeah.
Callback joke. I just swallowed lemon juice wrong, so I'm not going to be able to talk for like a little while. So we start exchanging blows. There's a kick to the face of Bobby and another Glasgow kiss. At this point, MVP fucking scares me because Drew's going for the Claymore. The MVP yells. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ, did a fan get loose? What happened?
This was fantastic because it's not a normal way that somebody will interfere. It's not.
True.
It was great.
To be fair, Bobby also looked like, what the fuck?
And it was completely legal.
So MVP distracts. Drew fucks up the Claymore. A Hurt Lock is locked in. Drew refuses to fucking die. He pushes Bobby backwards off of the buckles, but Bobby hangs the fuck on. And Mr. Drew McIntyre passes the fuck out. Bobby Lashley retains. I was shocked. I genuinely fucking thought Drew McIntyre was going to get that fucking title back in front of a live crowd. For them to be like, no, actually, Drew, you're going to get fucking got.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was really surprised by that.
I was too. And the fact that it ended with Drew passing out. Like, what's his excuse gonna be after this? Because we know he's gonna come up with some excuse that MVP screwed him up.
It was the pressure in the air.
It was the aura of Hulk Hogan backstage. Like, you passed out.
His idol.
You passed out. You didn't even tap. Miriam said the rain made the ring slippery. I think. Oh, he did slip at one point. He did slip.
Oh yeah, we're not going to hear the end of that for the next 4 months.
But yeah, I mean, I hope this is the last we see of this feud. I hope it is.
I think this will be. I think Monday night's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that we're going to see Drew at Money in the Bank fighting Bobby. At the very least.
Who would you want to see fight Bobby up next?
I am not sure.
I'm trying to think, like, who... Shelton? We already had that, though. We just had that as a singles match.
Yeah, but, like, this time it's for a title. This is different.
Yeah, and Morgan Smith makes a good point that they have a last man standing match that gets set up now. You think they're going to give him a WWE title shot?
Nice.
Keith Lee is a good option. That's great. I could see that happening. Maybe Braun? Braun versus Bobby?
Not interested, but something that could happen.
They could take the title off of Riddle, give it to Sheamus, and then have him go for it. That's something they do. That's exactly what they did with Bobby, actually. Let's see. I'm trying to think of other singles guys. Singles guys on Raw specifically. Randy, maybe, but I think once he finishes his feud with The Fiend, he's going to be gone for a while.
Some time.
Yeah. Sheamus is possible, but either Sheamus beats Riddle and gets the title, or he loses to a mid-card title. I don't think they would put him up to the main event title. Ray is on SmackDown. Who the fuck is on Raw? Why am I forgetting everyone on Raw right now?
Because Raw is a very forgettable show.
That's true. Maybe AJ Styles. He goes for the double title.
Good.
It's possible. Damian Priest, maybe. Ooh, Damian. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Now that he's got the pop after teaming with Bad Bunny, he could go for the big title.
That would be fun. That would be a
Yeah,
fun time, I think.
I could see that happening. But knowing WWE, they'll probably give us like 3 more pay-per-views worth of Bobby and Drew.
Stop. Not funny. I know you're not trying to be funny, but it's not funny.
I'm just being a realist.
Hate that.
All right, so after that match, we then had the NWO, Titus and Bailey backstage. Bailey talks about her talk show, saying she has a talk show too. She could help host the show. And I was like, hell yes, Bailey, host the show, take over for Hogan. Do that, please. And then Titus is just like, oh, I'm hungry, and leaves. And then the NWO go one way, Hulk Hogan goes to Titus. Anyway. We then have tag team turmoil match. The low point of this whole show. The only turmoil here was having to watch this match.
Okay. Chill. Is I didn't hate all of this match.
I think in terms...
Hated most of this match.
That's fair. I think in terms of how the match went, Riot Squad should have gotten it for sure. I
thought that was the plan.
Yeah.
I also, once we got to Natty and Tamina, I really was like, so who's next? The brain like turned off. I was like, there's gotta be someone else.
I heard a very interesting prediction that somebody threw off the cuff for this match, which was Billy and Carmella get into a little infighting during the match or before the match. Peyton Royce steps in, takes over for Carmella. We then have the Iconics go through the gauntlet, win, face Shayna and Nia tomorrow, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Would have been amazing though.
Did you forget the part where Billy is on SmackDown and Peyton's on Raw?
Yeah, but I mean, look at fucking Corbin.
All right. So.
Oh wait.
Marcus,
our predictions.
That's why I just said your name.
Okay. So Liz, who did you pick for this match?
Pick the right answer, Lana and Naomi.
I feel like everyone who predicted on this match predicted Lana and Naomi, besides me. I picked Natty and Tamina and ended up winning based purely on how last SmackDown went. But yeah, Morgan Smith is right. If you're gonna have 2 people team up for a title, make it the interbrand title.
Yeah, it should be something that travels, and it's so annoying because like there's not that many tag teams on Raw to defend. There's not that many tag teams on SmackDown to defend.
Mm-hmm.
So when you pull them all together, it makes more sense.
Yeah, so they should do the same with the men's tag title. But Morgan Smith normally that's the norm, where somebody has a big moment or they stand tall, they don't win, but they did today.
To be fair, Tamina didn't stand tall.
She stood tall over all the other tag teams backstage.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I thought it was very evident when they fought Nia and Shayna to a DQ. That was just painfully obvious. I don't know why they decided to book that match. It was stupid. You're right. She did Samoan drop Nia, which was a massive moment. So hopefully we'll get that again tomorrow. But anyway, the match itself, thank you for changing the sign. Who did the cat pick for this? Oh, the cat picked Riot Squad.
Cat made a pretty educated guess.
She almost made it. Almost made it.
The thing is that I wanted Lana and Naomi to win. I really did.
Right.
They should have.
Yeah.
just based on everything that we've been seeing, they really should have. I thought Riot Squad's moment in the sun was kind of done. But at the same time, like, Tamina getting the spotlight means so much to me.
And it's gonna make a great match tomorrow. I hope. Because
you know what? We finally have a person who can take on Nia.
Yeah.
Not have to like take her down first.
Mm-hmm. But knowing how WWE books their women tag teams, who knows how it's gonna go.
All right. So we start this match with Carmella, Billy versus Naomi and Lana. And that's when I knew I was like, I fucked it up. Which also Carmella, who I kind of thought, because, you know, we had like the admittedly dominatrixy, but still cool red leather gear.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were past the Money Mella thing.
She did come out with great walkout gear, which was that massive like cape thing. Looked amazing.
She had her own like little like attached skirt kind of thing that like sort of like how Billy has.
I know some people popped for the Money Mella gear. I didn't care so much.
I wonder if it's just because it was Wrestlemania and that's a more like noticeable Carmella.
Yeah.
I just thought like I thought because like we had like the whole thing. Like that'd almost be like if Bayley came back in like the gear that she used to wear when she was in the I'm a Hugger phase.
She will at some point. I hope you know that. She is gonna make that transition back.
I don't want it.
It'll be so unsettling.
It still is unsettling to see like all the old like I'm a hugger stuff. I'm like, no, you're not. You're a psychopath.
You're a kicker.
You are a kicker.
So you want to talk about the match?
So we start with Naomi and Carmella. Naomi kicks Carmella in the leg and drop kicks her. We get Lana in. There's a scissor kick and a bulldog, some double knees to the back. Billy gets in. Carmella bounces Lana's head off of Billy's boot. We get a side Russian leg sweep from Billy, and then Naomi gets in. Bulldog gets Billy's head stuck between her legs, kind of twerks a little bit, and I was like, that's an interesting move. I love that for you. Good for her. Nice roundhouse. Lana gets tagged in. We get a kick upside the head to Billy. Naomi gets back in. There's a double team bulldog on Billy, and Carmella interferes on the cover. Naomi drives her out, but Billy rolls Naomi out right afterwards. And Naomi and Lana are the first ones eliminated. I just sat there like, happy. The Riot Squad are the next ones out. We get a drop kick from Liv to Billy. Ruby gets in. Drop kick to Billy's back from Liv, and a roll up to Billy from Ruby. Liv gets back in. Get a back elbow to Liv. Carmella gets in. Like such a fucking pain in the ass to recap, by the way. There's a kick to the midsection from Carmella and a seated senton to Liv. We get Billy back in. There's a suplex from Billy to Liv, and then a super kick from Carmella to Liv. We get a knee to the chest of Carmella. Billy kicks Ruby, who's on the apron. She rolls Liv up. But Carmella's assisting, so the referee's like, hey, you can't fucking do that. Just in case you were wondering. Ruby gets in off of that. There's double knees from Liv to Billy and a senton off the top rope onto Billy. Carmella pushes Ruby, super kicks Liv. Oh no. Oh, dumbass. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. We get double knees from Liv to Billy and a senton off the top rope onto Billy from Ruby for the Riot Squad to eliminate Billy and Carmella. Carmella gets pissed off. She pushes Ruby. She super kicks Liv. Dana and Mandy come out. I guess I shouldn't have fucking asked for what I wanted ultimately. Because Dana and Mandy come out. Same length, long blonde hair extensions. Dana has pink in hers, but still. Same exact gear.
Except for the boots.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is exactly what I meant. Like, they should have some cohesion. They don't have any cohesion outside of being blonde, like jacked. Then as I'm taking notes, I was like, I don't know who the fuck is wrestling. I had no fucking clue until I saw it from the front because it's the only way you could see the fucking pink in Dana's hair. Oh my god. The fucking pain.
And then Mandy Rose slipped on the ramp.
That was Dana.
No, Mandy did.
Okay, sure. Sure it was. Who am I to fucking say?
Really? Because I saw so many tweets, and but Mandy also tweeted about it, saying that she's now trending. Not in the way she wanted to, though.
Oh, well, suck it.
It does suck in like the biggest stage in wrestling. But literally as soon as she slipped, people went out to dry the ramp. It's like, why didn't you dry it before the matches started?
Or, even when the match is happening.
Right.
Like.
And all this time.
Yeah, anyways.
Could have had Hulk Hogan dry it.
Him out there with a fucking ShamWow.
Apparently AJ Styles almost slipped too.
Oh my god. Anyways, can't wait for night 2. So Ruby starts with Mandy. Mandy takes Ruby down. Dana gets in, has a blockbuster off the top ropes to Ruby that nearly kills fucking Ruby. Just in case anybody was wondering, Ruby nearly fucking died on that one. Which, again, we should be careful of what we fucking ask for because we wanted Dana to fucking do something interesting, and she did something interesting.
Yeah.
Just nearly, murdered a person in the process. Also,
Yeah.
I hated fitted tees so much. This is, like, sitting so weirdly on my chest. This is the only fitted tee from the WWE they own. All the other ones are men's smalls, and it's just like... Anyways. So... Ruby stomps Dana's foot, punches Dana. We get a kick to the midsection of Ruby and a spinning neck breaker, which was actually pretty fucking cool. So congrats, Dana. Impressed me for 5 seconds. Mandy gets in. She's kicking Ruby in the corner. Ruby takes Dana off of the apron. Liv gets in. Morgan hits the enziguri and a double stomp to the spine of Mandy that actually looked genuinely fucking painful and sort of chiropractic in a way, and I hated it. Ruby gets tagged in. We get double knees to Mandy from Liv and a riot kick from Ruby. Dana interferes and Ruby loads her out. Mandy spears Liv in the corner, then tosses Ruby over her shoulder in like what was a really fucking cool move. I didn't understand it. There's no name I can possibly assign to it. It was just really sick.
Mm-hmm.
Then Dana gets him. A superplex to Liv from Mandy and a swanton from Dana. And my laptop's about to die. Liv reverses a roll up to win. And we have Natty and Tamina. Mind you, Natty and Tamina are looking fucking fantastic, as they always do.
For a team that seemed like a very mixed team, like just randomly put together, they have a lot of cohesion.
Yeah. So Natty is in first. She's immediately looking for the sharpshooter, but Liv rolls her up. Natty racks Liv up on the top rope, and Tamina punches her. Natty gets back. Sorry, Tamina gets in. She punches Liv. Natty gets in. There we go. Tamina lifts Liv up, and Natty hits her with the sit-out powerbomb. The move was a little awkward because you could kind of tell Tamina was like looking for Natty behind her, just like, fuck, I really hope I don't fucking kill Liv in the process. But I like that. Ruby interferes on the cover, and Tamina just fucking punches her. Just fucking hauls off, and I was like, you know what, Tamina? Sure. Natty rams Liv into the corner, and Tamina gets in. Get knees to Liv. She lifts Liv and brings her to the top buckle. Natty tries to interfere, but has no luck. Ruby gets in. Get a Hurricane Rana. Sorry. Liv Hurricane Rana's Ruby into Tamina's midsection. Liv hits the double knees to the face of Tamina, and then we get the senton from Ruby, just like we had to eliminate Carmella and Billy. but this time the finisher doesn't work. Ruby gets back in. There's a super kick to Liv, and Tamina shoves Ruby down with her fucking foot. Natty gets in. We get the heart attack to Ruby. She wants the sharpshooter, but then in like a sort of demanding tone, points out at Tamina and says, "You get up." I was like, Tamina looks pissed off for a second.
Yeah.
Tamina genuinely looked like, all right, fucking guess.
I think she was just confused.
I don't know. It was a really weird moment. Signals got crossed. But Tamina goes up top. She hits the Superfly splash to Ruby to win, and I said, you know what? I'll fucking take the drink on that one. I'll take it. I'm so fucking glad that Tamina is getting this moment in the fucking sun.
Mm-hmm.
And I genuinely hope that our prediction for tomorrow night that Tamina and Natty win comes true.
Yeah,
I think is all I want.
I think that last moment at the end solidifies that they're winning because they're a tag team that cares for each other and has cohesion, can work together. And Shane and I are dropping those things. They don't, for the last like 5 or so matches, they have not given a shit whatsoever.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say the last 5 or so. I'd say like the last like 10 at this point. I don't remember the last time I saw Shayna and Nia working in a match where they seemed to fucking care.
Yeah, absolutely. So after that, we then had a little vignette of the 24/7 championship. We had Joseph Average, aka Rick Buggs. He's the Old Spice guy. He's on a journey to regain the title. And apparently you can catch up on all that stuff on YouTube. I hope there haven't been any title transfers on YouTube. Otherwise, I haven't been counting them in the records. But I think they said something about something happening tomorrow. At what point did they announce the game? At what point was that? Might have to check my tweets.
Oh, I think it was after the next match.
Think so? Let me see. Let me just double check my tweets just to see when I tweeted about it. Okay, yes, it was after the next match. You're right. All right. So, speaking of the next match, we have Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. And my God, was this match fantastic. This was a masterclass in countering.
This was something else. And it was everything I expected it to be.
Mm-hmm. But let's talk about predictions. Liz, you and I both picked Cesaro. And the cat picked Seth Rollins. And I just want to laugh in the face of people I saw online saying that there's no way Seth Rollins isn't winning this. So ha.
I don't know how you could see Seth Rollins winning this.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I feel like one downside to wrestling is that there's patterns and it's pretty hard. I mean, that's why the Drew Bobby match kind of got me in a way, because I thought I saw the pattern.
Uh-huh.
And that sometimes it can take away from the fun of wrestling because you're just like, well, I know what the fuck's going to happen here.
Mm-hmm.
But this followed the pattern pretty well.
Yeah. We still got a great match out of it, too.
Yeah.
Also, Becky Lynch tweeted, "Nothing is guaranteed. Here tonight, tomorrow. What's next? Over." Night 2. But then said,
Oh.
just kidding. Congratulations, Sasha and Bianca. Way to make history.
Okay.
So
Are we ever gonna see Becky Lynch again? If I get Ronda Rousey before I get Becky Lynch, oh, it'd be like a slap in the teeth.
yeah. Although, imagine Ronda Rousey versus Rhea Ripley. Imagine that. Rhea Ripley's a heel.
I just get like a migraine watching Ronda Rousey, and not just because it's Ronda Rousey, but because I see her fucking braids, and I'm like, bitch, your hair is fine as shit. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's painful to look at.
I guess because it's like a short-term thing that she has her hair like that, but like sometimes I pull my hair back just a little too tight and I get a headache.
Mm-hmm.
So that just looks like a pounding fucking migraine.
Mm-hmm.
I would need like cortisone shots into my skull to not have a migraine after that.
Yeah, maybe that's what she gets.
Sure.
All right, so Seth versus Cesaro.
Cesaro's looking for the swing early on. Instead, he gets a dragon screw takedown to Seth, but Seth gets to the ropes. You get a corkscrew springboard uppercut. Fucking thanks, Corey, for giving me that term. We get a corkscrew springboard uppercut to Seth, then another hard hook to Cesaro. Seth pulls Cesaro's arms down on the ropes because if you don't have arms, you can't do the swing. Cesaro drop kicks Seth off the top rope as he's going up top for probably a frog splash. Cesaro goes for the gut wrench suplex, but Seth manages to slink away just in time. We're on the ropes at this point. He slinks down, lifts up Cesaro, and brings him over to the other side of the ring for a buckle bomb. Seth starts targeting the injured arm of Cesaro, and we get a European uppercut to Seth. Seth sends Cesaro to the apron. We get a superplex to Cesaro and a float through right into the Falcon Arrow. It makes it look so fucking easy, and it makes me so mad. Seth then goes for their neck breaker, but it's countered into a backslide from Cesaro. They're exchanging blows, and then just like a million uppercuts to Seth. The crowd starts going fucking bananas. He whips Seth into the corner. We get a European uppercut, does the same in the opposite corner. We get a big lariat to Seth, and then a near swing, but Seth counters into a roll-up. There's a step-up enzuigiri that drops Cesaro, and then a failed stomp attempt, and now we are swinging. Failed stomp attempt goes right into the swing. We get about 9 rotations, maybe 10, and then a sharpshooter. As Cesaro goes for the sharpshooter, Seth counters, but Cesaro lands on his feet. Rollins hits a glancing knee to the jaw of Cesaro. We get a sling blade that's just not nearly as sexy as Finn's. I just have to be honest with you. Rollins then goes up. Rollins goes to the top rope with a corkscrew. Or Rollins goes off the top rope with a corkscrew splash to Cesaro. We get the neutralizer that connects, but Seth still manages to kick out. Cesaro looks like he wants the neutralizer for the second time, but Seth Rollins gets the pedigree instead. Seth goes for a neck breaker, decides to punch Cesaro in the back of the neck with his elbow instead. We get a failed stomp, but a successful back heel kick as he catches himself. There's an attempt at a second stomp, but Cesaro, or a second attempt at a stomp, but Cesaro stops him with an uppercut. We don't get the swing, but instead we get something that apparently Cesaro is calling the UFO.
Yeah, he's done it before.
I didn't know that. You didn't know that either. It's where Cesaro puts...
I saw it on Twitter. Sorry.
It's where Cesaro puts the person on his shoulders and spins around and didn't even hold on to him this time. Like, no hands. Fucking stressful to me. If I were Seth, I'd just be like koaling fucking Cesaro's head at that point. And then Cesaro gets the swing he has been looking for. 23 full rotations.
New record.
Getting out the 22. He gets the neutralizer to win.
And he had the happiest face on afterwards. And you go to social media, it's like the sweetest thing. You have these wrestlers who just came out of these matches, and they're no longer in kayfabe. They're just thanking the fans, thanking the universe for tonight, and it's amazing.
Yes, I almost just dropped my phone onto the ground. But that's, I think, what makes tonight and probably tomorrow night so sweet is that it's like, this isn't about anything else anymore.
Mm-hmm.
This is just about the fans.
Oh yeah, and it's not like it's just the fans, but like everything else is like whatever. Everything about this is amazing. Also, we forgot to talk about something in the last match, the tag team turmoil match. Remember Lana Naomi's walkout? The blacklight?
Okay, so this is not confirmed.
What we
but
saw, though.
I'm almost positive. I hate to say this. Almost positive that I saw Lana's nips.
Yeah, I think I did too.
It's a pretty... if you know anatomy, it's pretty much, you know where those are.
Mm-hmm.
And the black lights seem to make Lana's outfit see-through.
It would appear so.
Now, maybe it was just a poorly placed something or other.
Maybe our eyes deceived us.
Yeah. I wasn't looking for it, gonna be honest with you. I was not looking for it. I'm pretty sure I saw it. I'm hoping I didn't, and I'm hoping that if I did, no one else did, because God, if Vince needed a reason to keep Lana and Naomi off television.
Yep. But their gear also looked great outside of that. Now moving on after Seth and Cesaro, which was a fantastic match, we had an interview with the Dirty Dogs where they talked about their defense yesterday. I thought they were going to tease something for tomorrow for the pre-show. Right now, we still don't have anything announced for that. I assume it's going to be another title defense, maybe against the Mysterios. But who knows? But they pretty much weren't talking about anything in this interview. So after that, we then move on to the New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos, which might be like one of the best tag team matches from the main roster in a long ass time. This was some great stuff. Some great storytelling too. Really working the crowd.
Yeah. It was just another typical New Day fucking match where you fucking got me. Also, we got Big E doing their entrance live. And thank God for that. It was exactly what I needed.
Yeah, we got the Big E back together for one night. Maybe they'll...
Big E?
Yep, we got Big E back for one night. We got the New Day back for one night. Maybe we'll get them back tomorrow for Big E's match as well. We'll see. But they walked down the ramp and just left Big E standing up there. And you just see him in the distance, just standing there.
It's very sad. It wasn't intended to be, but it was.
But they're wearing their all Buccaneers gear, because I believe they're both from Tampa.
I'm not sure if they're from Tampa, but I know they like the Buccaneers.
Okay, I know Kofi's a big fan of the Bucks.
Tom Brady.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a big Brady fan. Don't know about Xavier though. But then we get AJ and Omos.
Omos, who I believe I said this on the podcast last night or the Raw episode. But, like, I can't imagine him in anything besides like his regular clothes. And I feel like when he goes to wrestle, he's going to wear his regular clothes. That's basically what we fucking got.
We got a button up, like sleeveless
vest.
Yeah,
like. And also his pants had like a little like insignia with his name and stuff, and like the insignia is really cool. Like I'd buy a shirt with that on it.
Yeah. Also AJ's walkout was great because like he worked his little pop differently. It seemed much more in tune with the music and the pyro. God, I could watch him do a walkout for days. He is great. He has a fantastic walkout.
Yes.
And I loved how like everyone just got so hyped in their walkouts with the crowd. So nice.
So we started this match with Kofi and Omos. And Kofi's like, no. We want AJ. So Omos tags out. We get a hurricane round to Kofi. Kofi's going for the SOS, has no luck with it. We get a calf crusher that's attempted. Kofi rolls right through it. Slams AJ down. We get a big drop kick to AJ. Xavier then trips AJ up, giving Kofi the ability to splash him. Xavier tags in. Xavier splashes in on him as well. Gets a headlock on AJ for a little while. Just a lot of chirping. Kofi gets in. Kofi stomps AJ in the corner. Xavier gets in, and the unicorn stomp is in full tilt. So it's just Kofi and Xavier in, Kofi and Xavier in. Kofi then Irish whips Xavier into AJ. Xavier gets in, hits a headlock on AJ, and refuses to let AJ tag out. Kofi gets in. We get a team bulldog to AJ. Kofi's playing like a little game of chicken in the ring. AJ slips from the ring. And Xavier tags in. And just to keep AJ out of the ring by just simply fucking shoving him. He jumps up to get back in, and Xavier's just like, no.
Yeah. I loved this whole storyline of them stopping AJ from tagging in Omos. It was so well done. And then by the time Omos was tagged in, it was, the reactions were amazing. The camera work was especially amazing for that. And the pop when the tag actually happened.
Yeah. Xavier dives out onto AJ. Kofi gets up onto the top rope, hits off a drop kick. Kofi was in at this point. Xavier gets back in. AJ is up on Xavier's back. He fights free. Xavier catches him. There's a failed enziguri to Xavier. Kofi gets in and kicks AJ, but cannot get the pin. Xavier gets back in. He goes up top while Kofi gets AJ over his knee, but AJ fights free. Manages to skedoodle over to Omos and tag Omos in. And boy, howdy, was Xavier fucking frightened. So Xavier attempts to dropkick Omos, but Omos doesn't fucking move. Kofi gets in, he goes off the top rope, and is just caught by Omos. Then tosses him into the corner. Hip attacks Xavier. Hip attacks Kofi. We get a backbreaker onto Xavier, and then Omos just like bends Xavier's spine to his will, and crushes his fucking face. We then get a backbreaker to Kofi. AJ hits the phenomenal forearms off the shoulders of Omos, and then we get a spinebuster to Kofi and a 1-foot pin for AJ and Omos to win the fucking belts.
Oh yeah. The chemistry between AJ and Omos is amazing. The crowd pop for Omos was even better. This was amazing stuff. And there was one thing I especially loved because they had Kofi up on Kofi up on the top rope or the top buckle, Xavier was in the ring, sitting in front of Omos. The camera shot was up at Kofi, but it also had the Jumbo right next to his shoulder, and you could see Omos and Xavier in the ring, and exactly what Kofi was reacting to right next to him. It was really well done.
Yeah. This was such a good fucking match.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have high hopes for it, but it was a really good match.
Oh, I had very high hopes because I love everyone in this match, bar Omos, just because I hadn't seen him in a match before, but Kofi, Xavier, AJ, they all turn up constantly.
And I think Omos kind of got over on you, didn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Omos was fantastic. A lot better than I thought he'd be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Really good match. I'm not sad to, it's like, that's the nice thing about the New Days. I'm not sad to see them lose their titles ever.
No.
I'm just like, we'll get them back.
This was very much a transitional reign. It felt like it since day one.
Yep, I agree.
And yeah, Morgan's best big guy on WWE right now. I agree, because he's got like the aggression. Like he feels like he has more like aggression and volume when he yells than Braun. Like he's very calm, but when he lets it out, it comes out.
Yeah. He's stoic. He's a stoic dude.
Yeah, so that contrast really helps sell his anger.
Yep.
I know. I mean, I don't want to shit on the guy, but Big Show never really let that loose. I was never a fan of Big Show as a big guy.
Yeah, I get that. Big Show was very docile.
Yeah.
Wow.
It felt like they were trying to just make another Andre the Giant with him.
Yeah, I get that.
So after that match, we then had the steel cage match between Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon.
You know how you said, oh, when was that game announcement? Was that after this match or the next one when we came to Cesaro? Yeah.
You are right. So we were teased prior to this about 2K Games giving us an announcement during WrestleMania about a new thing. Just they said a new announcement. And a lot of people thought, okay, expansion for Battlegrounds, who cares? But at this point, we see they open up black screen 2K logo, and you see eyes, a mask being put on. It's Rey Mysterio, and you're like, oh shit, is he being added to Battlegrounds or something? But then the lights come on, and you see some more realistic graphics, especially compared to Battlegrounds.
And compared to fucking WWE 2K20, let's start there.
It looks a lot better than 20. And they had, who was it? Rey Mysterio fighting who?
Cesaro?
Yes.
Cesaro was in it.
Yes, he was fighting Cesaro. And 2K22 is now announced. I'm hyped as fuck. Hopefully, taking 2 years to do this will really pay off.
I'm so excited. Mark and I have been playing 2K20 a lot. And it's a fun game to play, but it's glitchy as shit.
It's broken. It's just broken.
It's fucked. It's a fucked game.
Oh yeah.
But I'm so excited. I cannot wait to play this. I know you're hoping that it has a GM mode. Mm-hmm. I don't give a shit. I cannot wait.
I want either a GM mode or a universe mode that gives you like ratings for simulating every match.
Yeah. Not just like prayer.
Right. I'm excited as fuck now.
Yeah.
All right, so after that, we then got Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon in a steel cage match. Liz, you like to talk about this? Oh, predictions. Sorry, I constantly forget. we also didn't talk about predictions for the tag team match.
Yes, we did.
We did?
I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't think we did. We both picked AJ and Omos. The cat picked the New Day, like the dumbass she is.
Be nice to her.
She's a little dumb.
Really small.
She's a little dumb. What did she get right? What?
I got this one right. She picked Braun Strowman.
Okay. Yeah, she picked Braun. Both of us picked Braun. You were mistaken if you picked Shane.
Also, in case anyone's wondering, we're very nice to our cat. We love our cat very much.
Yeah.
We only make fun of her in the context of the podcast. We make fun of her in real life, but like it's
Give her lots of love.
it's a very loving relationship that we have with the cat.
Yeah.
In case anybody thinks that we're being incredibly mean to her, I promise you we love her. And we're very nice to her in person.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in case anybody's wondering, I keep yawning because I had to fucking take medication for my migraine, and now side effect of sleepiness is setting the fuck in. So, on that note, let's get into this. Not my favorite match, to be honest.
It had some great moments though.
It definitely did. It was not the best match in the world.
I mean, it wasn't. I don't think anyone had very high expectations of this match.
Here we go. So Braun is immediately attacked by Elias. This is after Shane has already walked out. He's in the ring. But Braun is attacked by Elias. By the time that Braun gets into the ring, there's a steel chair in there with them. And the door is shut. So Braun gets a few chair shots, catches the chair. Shane takes out Braun's leg, gets the chair back. We get another chair shot. Shane goes to walk out at this point, but Braun grabs him. So Shane then goes to climb out of the cage, but Braun grabs him. We get some, as the announcers wanted to say, some kidney shots. And then a kick to the back of the leg. We get some more punches, another kick to the back of the leg, and again, same cycle. Shane then kicks Braun in the midsection. He goes to climb out, kicks Braun back as Braun tries to stop him, then pulls a piece of sheet metal off of the cage, gets back down, starts hitting Braun with it. Sleep through the front door again, but Braun catches him and tosses him. He throws Shane into the cage side multiple times, uppercuts him. We get a punch to the stomach of Shane. Shane crawls between the ropes like a fucking idiot, and Braun sandwiches him. We get a big clubbing blow to the chest of McMahon. Braun's looking for that running power slam, but his bad leg gives out on him. So Shane takes advantage of that, shoves Braun around. There's a DDT to Braun. Shane starts climbing again, and this time only to the top rope and for a coast-to-coast dropkick, because I guess as much as we all expected him to jump off the steel cage, we forgot that he loves to do that shit. So then there's some white supremacist that starts climbing the side of the cage with Elias to help a climbing out Shane. Braun runs and bumps both of them off the side, drags Shane back down. Shane starts climbing again, and Braun is behind him. And Shane reaches into one of the wind socks at the top of the cage.
They weren't wind socks.
Produces a... What were they?
They were just bags.
Okay. Well, you told me they were wind socks.
I know. They did look like
That's
wind
on
socks, but it makes sense for there to be a bag with a toolbox, because you would need one if it was like suspended up high.
Okay. So he pulls a toolbox out of the bag on the side of the cage, hits Braun over the head with it, starts scurrying. Shane at this point is on the other side of the cage, scurrying back down, about to win. We all know that's not how this is gonna go. Braun goes up to the side of the fucking cage, and rips the fucking cage wall off.
Oh yeah.
Pulls Shane back inside. Shane gets caught up a little bit. At this point now, both men are up top at this point, end up both on top of the steel cage. Braun decides what better thing to do. If Shane's not going to jump off the top of the steel cage, Shane's going to get fucking thrown off the top. Throws him down, back into the middle of the ring. We get a running power slam, and Braun wins. Which, again, if you didn't see Braun winning this, I'm so sorry. I don't know what show you're watching.
It either came down to Braun winning or Braun throwing Shane out of the ring or out of the cage. But this match was worth it just for ripping the side of the cage open alone. That was really good
that was
stuff.
Pretty sick.
Yeah, I thought this match was really good, actually. I really enjoyed it.
I didn't love it, but I also am a long ways off from hating it.
Right. Also, some quick stuff, some quick tidbits. Sean Ross Sapp tweeted, after his match off screen, Bobby Lashley went to the end zone area of the field and bowed to the crowd.
Oh,
very sweet.
And
then apparently Adam Pearce and Drew Gulak were assigned to help Bad Bunny at the Performance Center.
Yes, I knew that. To be fair, I think it was I kind of assumed when I knew that he was practicing there, kind of assumed it was Pearce and Drew because they're the ones who were assigned, those guys who had to take extra classes like Omos. So like Omos and Keith Lee, Drew and Adam were the ones doing that. So I assumed it was them with Bad Bunny, but
yeah. But imagine an entire generation of wrestlers taught by Drew Gulak. Sounds amazing.
What we're gonna get.
Yeah.
Oh. Get excited now, I guess.
All right. So after that match, we then had the Hall of Fame 2020 ceremony. We got everyone out, introduced William Shatner, the piece of shit that he is. Just kidding. I don't know anything about William Shatner.
Mark's anti-William Shatner now.
I'm just mad he didn't show up, that loser.
Priceline.
He wasn't there. I'm gonna give what's his name? Liger, Jushin Thunder Liger, some slack because he lives in Japan. I wouldn't expect him to fly
different
all the way to Florida. And yeah, it was nice stuff all around. Yeah. So after that we had.
Was this before or after we got the 2021 class?
We didn't get the 2021 class. Because the 2021 class.
NWO last year?
Yeah. 2021 class included Great Khali, Ozzy Osbourne, Kane. So yeah, it was just 2020.
Okay. Honestly, I was so sick during the Hall of Fame that I have no clue what the fuck happened.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame, like the solo event, that included 2021. That was both years. But at this WrestleMania, we just got 2020. We might get 2021 tomorrow.
That would make total sense, actually.
Yeah. So after this, we then had The Miz and John Morrison versus Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. And I did not expect this match to be a fucking banger, but it was. We both picked Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. And the cat, being the fool that she is, picked The Miz and John Morrison.
My little girl.
But
she's not very good at this.
Can we just talk about real quick how amazing Bad Bunny was?
Oh, we can talk about that all night if you'd like.
He was fantastic. And we do need to give some credit to The Miz for really helping him through this match. Morrison. And Morrison too, but I think The Miz was the victim of most of his spots, although John Morrison did take that Canadian Destroyer. So credit to both of them for helping him be the star that he is.
Mm-hmm.
And Damian Priest was barely in the match, like a shocking amount.
Still, just enough.
Oh yeah. Really amazing spots in this match. So, why don't you go ahead with it?
You want to talk about our predictions?
I already did. I said the cat picked Miz and John Morrison, yeah.
Good morning. So, okay. We have Damian versus The Miz to start, but once again, we're going back to the AJ Omos thing where we're being kind of chicken shits, and they want Bad Bunny, and you know what? They're gonna get Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
So The Miz is being just a little dick, kind of fucking around with Bad Bunny. And Bad Bunny just fucking punches him. Benito close fists his fucking face. So we get a waist lock on The Miz, and The Miz tries to swing backwards on him, but Benito clocks him again. Bunny gets some midsection shots and a double leg takedown. By gets, I mean receives. Or no.
What?
No. Bunny got a couple midsection shots on Miz and then managed a double leg takedown. Sorry.
Yeah.
Miz attacks, gets a knee in the midsection to Bad Bunny. We get a big arm drag that sends Miz out onto ringside. And a drop toe hold once he gets back in. There's an inside cradle after that. And a kick to the midsection as well as a punch to the back of Benito. He's then slung onto the ropes, manages to slide out. At this point, Damian is fucking chirping from the fucking sidelines, and I was like,
oh yeah.
okay. Like, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. That's fine. I'm hot to trot.
Also, real quick, Damian Priest came out in the most fucking dominatrix gear I've seen in a long ass time. More so than Gigi Dolan.
Just be nice to him.
It was weird. It was pretty weird.
His fashion sense is not like superb.
Would you even call that his fashion sense?
It's literally always just the tops. It's just the tops. The pants are fine. The pants are always fine.
The pants were bad in NXT. The tops are bad on the main roster. Oh, from this pay-per-view, because I think this is the only pay-per-view we've seen from him. Miriam said his in your house gear was the sluttiest.
Oh, it was the white shit, yeah.
Wait, I gotta look that up because I forget how he looked.
He looked a bit like a. He looked a little slutty.
Let's see.
Remembering that now, I want to look it up too because I need to remember it. But looking back on that,
I'm only seeing when he was in the ring and he's shirtless, wearing the white pants. I can't find his top.
I remember that was the first time I was exposed to Damian Priest as like a person, and I was like, "Oh, all right, I guess we're doing this."
Apparently, when he got in the hot tub, he ruined his in-ring gear.
That doesn't shock me at all. To be fair, tonight's shirt really was not as jarring as other things that he has worn.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, so when Damian came out, I didn't have my glasses on for some reason. I don't remember what it was. I think I was trying to fix one of my star glitters that fell off. Of course, that's what I was doing. And when I put my glasses back on, I was like, I mean, that's Damian. There's nothing about that isn't Damian.
I mean, I'm looking at his walkout gear in your house. It's not that slutty. It's legit just it was a little vest jacket and his white pants. But his white pants, they're like, they've got fishnet. They got fishnet.
Yeah. In my opinion, it was one of his sluttier outfits. We're not slut shaming Damian. Saying that supportively.
Yeah. But yeah.
Fishnet was like that because he walked out like that, and I will just never forget. That was like my first experience with Damian Priest, and I was like, this is like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But it also works for me, and I don't know what that says about my taste. And then Damian also took that fucking bump into the steel steps, and I was like,
yeah. All right, so the match, we have more of the match to talk about.
I guess we do. You don't want to talk about Damian Priest's outfits all night?
I mean, if he had more nice outfits, yeah.
I think every nice outfit is an outfit that Damian wears. Anyways.
You botched that.
Fuck you. Get anything over on this fucking podcast. I do also want to discuss Bad Bunny's entrance. We didn't discuss that.
Oh yeah, that was the coolest entrance we've ever seen. Riding on the back of a semi, riding through Tampa. Oh my god.
Benito did that, and I sat there and I was like, all right. Also, let me just say this right now. You can judge me how you will. Came out with that fucking leather jacket and something clicked in my head, and I was like, this works.
I think that leather jacket was an homage to something. I'm not sure what.
Yeah, to me being horny on Maine.
All right. You're going to horny jail.
Bonk. Bonk me, baby.
Bonk.
Alright. So, Bad Bunny spears The Miz through the ropes. Horny on Mania. That is the tagline for this for me personally.
Oh.
However. So Bunny spears Miz through the ropes, hits an amazing head scissors. Rey Mysterio takes some fucking notes.
Well, before the actual head scissors, he was just spinning around Miz's neck and like soaring.
It was amazing. So John Morrison gets him. John Morrison's like, I can handle this. There's a cheap shot to Bunny from Miz while John distracts the ref, and then a kick to the face of Benito from the Miz, as well as a running knee from Morrison. Miz gets back in. There's a punch to the Miz after the Miz holds Bunny in a headlock for an extended period of time. Bad Bunny then rolls down Miz's back and rolls him up. Get a kick to the face of Bad Bunny and then a DDT. A kick to the face of Bad Bunny, and then Bad Bunny manages a DDT onto Miz. Miz then drags Bad Bunny across the ring, rakes his face. It's Bad Bunny's head smacked against the announce desk. All while Booker fucking T is like, He's like, oh, come on, get back up. Let's go. One of the other guys was like, hey, you're really, really tough on him. And he's like, yeah, kids these days. And then silence. And I was like,
he was like dumb kid, something like that.
Yeah, he said them kids or something like that.
Them kids, yeah.
I was like, he loves you. Be fucking nice. So Miz then tries to take Damian off of the apron. Benito gets stomped as Mr. Eddie Arango is once again distracted by Damian, this time being pissed because the Miz keeps getting fucking cheap shots, or Morrison keeps getting cheap shots, whichever one's not in at the time. Right, so Morrison isn't at this point, by the way. But so like Damian's kind of getting blamed now for the fact that Bad Bunny is getting destroyed by Miz and Morrison. Miz charges at Bunny in a corner and Bunny hits him with a boot, takes Morrison out. We get a DDT to Miz. Damian finally gets in. He slugs the Miz, tosses Morrison in, kicks him behind the neck, and we get a roundhouse to the Miz. There are strikes on strikes to Morrison and a clothesline to Morrison. Damian starts splashing the men in opposite corners. We get a vertical suplex to the Miz into John. And then a South of Heaven choke slam, which, by the way, the name of that is just fucking sexy as shit. That's all I gotta say on that one. Then Morrison breaks a cover on the Miz. Nito interferes on him. And then we get probably one of my favorite fucking parts of this whole goddamn experience, which is we got an in-sync bell clap. Bad Bunny on Morrison, Damian on the Miz, in sync, and then in sync suplexes that Bad Bunny did not suffer from at all. Like, he did not struggle with that in the slightest.
That was the Falcon era, right?
I have absolutely no clue.
I think it was.
And I take notes because I have no memory of what's happened at this point. I've blacked out. One hard seltzer and I'm gone.
But Bad Bunny killed that Falcon arrow. That was great.
Or was it isn't it the broken arrow?
No, I think the broken arrow is something Finn does.
No, Damian does the broken arrow as well.
I don't know.
I don't
know.
So Priest goes over the top rope, takes out Miz and Morrison. Bad Bunny goes up to the top of the post, flies out onto the men as well. Can I help you, sir?
Miriam said it's the broken arrow.
Right. So I said that.
Yeah.
It still is. I know my Damian Priest moves. A lot of arrows involved, but you know. Still mad that he had to change the name of the Reckoning. Still a little bitter on that one.
Morgan Smith said his name for the move is Broken Arrow, but usually wrestlers call it Falcon Arrow. So we were both right.
I thought they were two different things. I don't know. I'd have to see it in action to know. If anyone wants to correct me. So we then get a skull-crushing finale on Damian, on the Miz. Bunny breaks the cover because he is just a goddamn hero. He has the energy of like, I can't even. He's breaking covers. He's flying out. He's doing everything. So at this point, Bunny gets back onto the apron and Morrison takes him off. And then we get the second most impressive shit that we fucking seen from this entire fucking event, which is the Canadian Destroyer on the ringside area.
Looks like it killed Johnny.
He did that and my brain turned off. Like, circuit overload stopped. After that, we got a boot to the chest of a charging Miz. Damian lifts the Miz. Bunny goes off the top rope and crossbodies him and gets the pin. What a fun fucking time for us all. I don't know, man. It was just so fucking... It was bananas.
This is some of the best celebrity wrestling we've ever seen. And this guy has no athletic background at all, but yet he performed amazingly because that's what passion for the industry will do. He put in the work because he loves it.
The work. It shows, and I think that's the best part, is that like he knew this was his dream, and that's the best part too, is that this is his fucking childhood dream that he's living out. He knew that this was his dream. He knew that it took work. It was not just something that he could show up one day and do. And you can see that work shine through. And that is just, I'm so happy for him.
Oh, yeah.
I really hope that come Monday we still get to see him.
Oh yeah. I hope this isn't like he's done after this. I hope we get to see more and more of him. But there's something we didn't talk about prior to this match. Remember all the bunnies?
I don't want to talk about the bunnies.
A ton of people in bunny costumes just came out to the ring and started hopping around for no reason. Because that happened, I think we cut to like commercial or something. And then we come back and they're gone. Like, what was the reason? Oh no, we went to them.
Cut to
the music video. We cut to the
music video. Cut to Benito coming in.
No, because Benito came in after Damian Priest came in.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry, Miz and Morrison came out after the bunnies did.
Yeah, because we did the whole music video. Miz and Morrison did their thing. And then Damian and Bad Bunny came out. But fucking all the bunnies. Some of them had missing ears, too. Oh, my God. Also... Was the Canadian Destroyer supposed to be a pile driver? I'm seeing Morgan's missed comment. Was it supposed to be a pile driver?
I don't know.
Because it looked like it wasn't supposed to be that.
I thought it was a Panama Sunrise at first, and then it looked like a Panama Sunrise, but like a DDT as well. So I don't know.
I'm looking at a video right after this ad plays. God damn, it's a 15-second ad. This video of Petey Williams doing a Canadian Destroyer on Matt Sydal.
How many more allowed to say on this podcast?
What?
Matt Sydal. Okay, I forgot who Matt Sydal was.
Show me the fucking move. Is that the move? Panama Sunrise is a Canadian Destroyer from the second rope. Oh, it is a fucking pile driver, basically. Oh my God, that's nasty. Yeah. Bad Bunny did it perfectly.
For him.
And I saw John Morrison's save from it. He put up his hands like this to stop the impact on his head.
Also, to be fair, Morgan's missed. There are a lot of drivers that are still allowed. It's just the pile driver in particular.
Yeah.
Specific pile driver is not. So
Bronson Reed's finisher.
The Rishiki.
Yeah, the Rikishi.
Why did I say Rishi?
The Rikishi driver.
Rafiki. You know?
Aww.
I'm not allowed to fucking talk anymore.
Yeah, John Morrison is also somebody who he is a fucking beast at selling moves. So
Yeah.
Great stuff from that match. Really amazing stuff. A true contestant for match of the night. But then we had Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks in the main event of night 1. And the beginning destroyed me. The beginning destroyed me.
Oh my god.
When Bianca can't even start the match, she's so emotional and tearing up, looking at the crowd, and this big moment. This is a WrestleMania moment.
The thing is that I thought about it too. I was thinking about it in the beginning, and I was like, honestly, if that were me, I don't know if I'd be able to like actually do my match. I think I'd be fucking just sobbing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and Bianca said, "Well, bitch."
And then Sasha on the other side is like trying to purse her lips and just keep like her heel mentality.
Trying to keep that bad bitch face on. And I was like,
it also kind of works for her character that she would kind of like smile at this, because it's like, yeah, you're experiencing this big moment because you're a rookie. But I know for a fact, because they had a little jab in the beginning, but then they did like the shoulder grab thing where they just like grab their shoulders and struggle. I know at that moment Sasha was whispering something to Bianca, just be like giving her some guidance through this and to compose herself.
Yeah. Oh, Bianca started crying. If I did not spend an hour on my eyes, I too would have just been like it was just made everything that happened in this match so much more important, because you could tell how much she fucking cared. Like, I mean, there's so many people who get titles and just get shit. It's exciting for them, but at the same time, it's like they've been here, they've done this. This is like just another title in their history. And this shit fucking brought me into another goddamn level, because you're like, this is the most important thing that's ever happened in her life.
Like, compare.
And if you, I was just gonna say, if you watch the 24 documentary on her, you know everything that she came from, just made this so much more like.
Compare this to if Edge wins tomorrow. It won't be. They're both Royal Rumble winners, but one's going to be significantly different from the other, because one has been through it and the other hasn't. But also at the after the match ended, apparently Montez came into the ring and Bianca rode his shoulders. And then somebody showed like a video of Sasha on the sideline, like sitting down next to a camera guy. And she's just smiling, looking up at Bianca.
Aww. Like, it's bittersweet, because like, yeah, I wish Sasha had a better WrestleMania record, but like, I don't know, man.
This match also proves that no matter how bad the lead-in to the match is, because this had shitty lead-in, shitty build-up, everything. But as long as the wrestlers are performing, which both of them were today, you're going to have a great-ass match.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, predictions?
Yeah, we both predicted Bianca.
And the dumbass cat picked Sasha.
Be nice to her.
No.
God.
She can't hear me. All right, let's jump into it.
All right, so yeah, we start crying at first, and I was like, fuck. Anyways, so Sasha slams Bianca to the ground. Bianca kips right on up. Banks then catches Sasha. Yep, that makes sense. Bianca then catches Sasha as she goes to leapfrog, sending her to the ground. She gets Sasha up on her shoulders, but Sasha escapes. Sasha gets her legs around Bianca's waist as she's caught by Bianca. Bianca lifts her, looking to plant her face first in the ground, but Sasha still manages to send Bianca from the ring. Get out on the apron. Sasha hangs Bianca up on the top rope, drives her into the other post. Sasha then suicide dives onto Bianca, and Bianca rolls through, lifts Sasha, presses her all the way up the fucking stairs, and throws her back into the ring. Incredible. There's a drop kick to Belair from Sasha and a shoulder tackle to Sasha. She lifts Banks and then squats with her before throwing her down the canvas. She goes for the moonsault, but Sasha catches Bianca by the braid, kicks her a few times, and then sends a running knee into her face. There's a kick to the midsection of Bianca, and Sasha pulls Bianca's arm behind her back. Belair is whipped into the corner. She sends Sasha to the apron, gets a jumping knee. Sasha then goes for the double knees, but Bianca lifts Sasha back into the ring, slams her into the mat. Sasha grabs the braid as if she were going to pull, once we get back out to the ringside area, Sasha grabs Bianca by the braid as if she were going to pull Bianca into the post using it, but Bianca reverses and instead pulls Sasha into the post. Sasha then also goes for the double knees again, or rather I think goes for the Meteora, but Bianca avoids, sending Sasha right into the barricade. There's a vertical suplex slingshot off one side of the ring and then off the next side of the ring. She lifts her a few times in the process of doing the suplex. As Sasha struggles, Bianca manages to suplex her successfully. There's a slap to the chest of Belair. Sasha wants the arm drag but doesn't get it. She grabs the braid again, and Bianca pulls her into an elbow. There's forearms to Sasha and a standing shooting star. Bianca begins pummeling Sasha in the corner. Sasha kicks her from the corner and then gets her legs around Bianca's waist again, back to belly. Sasha sends face first into the fucking canvas. Belair goes off the top rope with a 450 slash, but Sasha gets her fucking knees up and Belair goes right solid onto them. Fucking painful as shit.
That looks super
so
painful.
Bad. Oh man. Bianca then rolls Sasha up. Sasha goes for a backslide. When it doesn't work, she sends a knee into Bianca's face. Sasha then goes for double knees, but Bianca catches her and powerbombs her. She gets a second, goes for a third. Sasha brings her down into a bulldog. A boot to the face of Bianca, and then a double springboard tornado DDT, as if there were not enough words in that. So Sasha gets the double springboard tornado DDT onto Bianca. Banks hits a not so great Meteora into a frog splash at the last second. But that was like the only thing that I kind of looked at and I was like, a little weird. Sasha pulls Bianca's arm over the bottom rope, yanking it against it with some force, then goes ringside and sends Bianca into the steel steps. Begins pulling Bianca's braid around Bianca's arm before transitioning into the bank statement. Belair manages to roll around a little bit until she can reverse the motion, grabs the ropes. Sasha pulls Bianca's braid against the rope, and then kicks Belair in the face a couple times until the ref counts her out. At this point, the ladies start going up top. Bianca's setting up for a superplex, but is punched down, lands on her feet, tries to go up top again, but somehow manages to land so that her legs are over either side of the corner. Nearly is double stomped into the chest by Banks. Banks doesn't get it, manages to land on her feet. Belair gets back up onto the top rope, hits the 450 splash. It connects this time. Sasha will not lay down. Bianca wants the KOD, but Sasha pulls her braid as she goes for it. Eventually gets whipped so fucking hard by that goddamn braid.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that thing. The braid is that is a weapon of mass destruction. The mark that was on Sasha's midsection after that.
It sounded like a bullet too.
It had like the typical like crack of the whip. I haven't seen her use it as a whip really that often before, but
they've been pretty conservative with it on the main roster. She used to do it a lot in NXT, but we didn't start watching until she was on the main roster.
Yeah.
But I don't know what kendo stick she's hiding in that braid. But
kendo sticks don't even create that kind of a mark. It was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I love when she uses it. It's so great.
Yeah.
So Banks then goes for the backstabber, but Belair is too strong. Won't go down with it. Bianca manages the KOD. Fucking wins. I was blown away. I was so happy for her. I didn't quite expect it to happen either. I kind of thought that maybe they'd be like, oh, maybe not. But
yeah. Morgan's Miss. I don't think they will do that. I don't think they will have Sasha complain about this. She turned heel for the specific purpose of this match happening. I think she's gonna go back to being more of a face after this. And they're going to move Bianca on to her next challenger. But I don't think they would want to take anything away from her win. But also, I'm looking at the full video now after the match. Apparently, Montez dove in the ring and scared her. And they kissed in the middle of the ring. And he puts her on his shoulders and just starts walking around the ring while she's like crying and cheering. It's the sweetest thing.
Let's not forget, her father nearly jumped the fucking barricade when she won. And I know for a fact that he was just like, that is my baby. My precious baby.
Yeah.
Damn. Again, it is sort of bittersweet because you do want Sasha to have a better record at WrestleMania. But I feel like the thing that makes this really sweet is that you know that Sasha. I mean, first of all, just the fact that the main event of WrestleMania for the first time ever is 2 black women.
Yeah.
That alone makes this fucking sweet as sugar.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sasha was cool with how this went.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it like, okay. Fine. And Sasha will continue to do so much.
She's going to keep getting her time in the spotlight.
And she's such an amazing wrestler. She's putting in so much work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited to see where both of these girls go over the course. I mean, they're both still so young. So like.
Yeah. I mean, Sasha has a great career outside of wrestling too. So. There's no reason to feel bad for her in any way.
Of course.
But Bianca totally deserves this. Alright, so that's WrestleMania Night 1. A really great show. Something to actually contend with NXT TakeOver, honestly.
Possibly.
So now we have our best of the night. And for those who don't know, our best of the night, we pick the best promo, wrestler, and match of the night. We'll do the same tomorrow for night 2, but that won't be for best of the night. That will be best of the whole pay-per-view. Just like we did for TakeOver. Alright, so, promo of the night. There's actually a lot to pick from because of the improvised promos. We had Vince introducing the show. We had all of the weather delay promos, which included Bobby and Drew, the New Day. I think that was it. Braun had one too. Then we had Hulk and Titus starting the show. We had NWO, Titus, and Bailey. That was... God, anytime I have to see Hulk is lame as shit. We had the 24/7 vignette, which was interesting. I didn't know they were doing that whole thing on YouTube. I mean, I'm subscribed to them, and I haven't seen a single thing about that. We then had an interview with the Dirty Dogs, which we got nothing out of. And then lastly, the Hall of Fame ceremony. It was fine. But I'm giving it to the New Day interview. Their improv was fucking great.
Yeah. It did the most with a shitty situation, and we got Big E staring that poor new guy down.
Kevin, Kevin, as Seth called. Oh, Seth also had a promo. I completely forgot.
Yeah.
That was also great
Seth's
because
unhinged promo.
Seth was so unhinged, and he wasn't sure. Like, he thought his name was fucking Mike, and then he was like, "Why don't we hyphenate it? Mike Kevin, Kevin Mike."
Perfect.
But yeah, New Day, and New Day and their promo. All right, so wrestler of the night now. Also, as you'll see, we got rid of the little graphic that shows the best of the night. Figured we didn't need that anymore. It's time to move on. Most of you guys are just listening to us anyway, not really watching. So, let's talk about bet wrestler of the night. We started off with Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley. I'm giving this match to Bobby. He killed this match. He was great. The whole storyline of getting the Hurt Lock in was well done by him. Drew also did a great job. But I always complain about how I hate Drew's moveset. It's just him taking a move from somebody else he already challenged or had challenged him. Soon he's going to be doing the Hurt Lock on somebody. Yeah, Bobby did a fantastic job. Just really great work and wrestling throughout the entire match. I mean, it wasn't... I'm going to say it. This wasn't the best of the night just because there wasn't like that evolution from what we've already seen of him. But still, he did a great job. After that, we had the tag team Turmoil match. I'm giving this one to... I wanted to give this to Naomi at first, but I think I want to give this to Tamina. Tamina looked mean. Tamina looked ferocious. Tamina looked like she deserves a title. And then at the end, when Natty told her to go up instead of doing the sharpshooter, that was a great moment between them. Tamina's also really, really been looking better lately.
She's been looking better because she's been booked better. Let's remember that.
Yeah, that's
He's always
true.
been a great wrestler.
That's true. But to be fair, I haven't seen so much of Tamina from before we started watching. So after that, we had Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. I am 100% going with Cesaro. Seth was amazing. Don't get me wrong. His counters to Cesaro's moves were outstanding. But the pure emotion we saw from Cesaro, the fact that he opened himself up to the crowd, to everyone watching, it was outstanding. It was beautiful. And Cesaro countered as much as Seth did. Cesaro looked just as outstanding, looked just as amazing. His whole volley of European uppercuts is so great. His breaking his record on the swings. I don't know how he manages to not go dizzy doing it. But he was phenomenal. Phenomenal. After that, we had the New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos. I wanted to give this to Omos at first, but you really need to give credit to Xavier Woods on this. He made this match so entertaining by enforcing that whole storyline of them wanting to fight AJ, not Omos. And then when Omos finally came in, Xavier sold the shit out of how massive he is, how strong he is. This whole match, how exciting it was all because of Xavier. He is talented as hell, whether it's just his moveset or making other wrestlers look better. Xavier is fantastic. Then we had Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon. I'll give it to Braun. Braun tore the wall off the cage, or the fence off the cage, so that alone deserves it. Then we had The Miz and John Morrison versus Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. Who would I be if I didn't pick Bad Bunny? Like, my God.
Horrible person, probably.
Well, yes, Miz and Morrison do deserve a lot of credit for helping Bad Bunny through this entire match. Without them, Bad Bunny probably wouldn't have looked as good as he did. But Bad Bunny does deserve a lot of credit for putting in the work, putting in the time and the passion to perfect these moves that he did, and perfecting the Canadian Destroyer. Although, yes, it was assisted by John Morrison, and that DDT that he did was assisted by The Miz. But Bad Bunny still looked amazing for somebody who has absolutely zero athletic background.
To be fair, the Canadian Destroyer that's not an easy one to assist on, I don't think.
Right.
So that was why I think that was like one of those moves where I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I definitely think that Bad Bunny is my pick for this match, because not only did he deal some great moves, but he also took great bumps too. It's not like he was just dealing moves. He was taking a lot of hits as well. And
he
selling
sold those
really
hits
well. Yeah.
Exactly. There was one moment where he got like punched really hard in the back and like wailed, and I was like,
mm-hmm.
Did you hurt Mr. Bunny?
Yeah.
If you hurt Mr. Bunny, I'm gonna head up to Tampa.
But I also do want to give some extra credit to The Miz for just legit taking a punch to the face, because Bad Bunny did not pull that.
It's the one thing where I don't know if like Miz is just like, yeah, sure, whatever, who fucking cares? Or if we've just accepted that that's how Bad Bunny is going to hit. Or maybe he's just really good at not pulling, but like making it look mean.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got a little Dexter Loomis streak in him.
Bad Bunny's he's not like a bodybuilder. He doesn't have a large physique. So I can't imagine his punches would be like too much for The Miz, you know? The Miz has taken a lot over his career. I think he can take some punches from Bad Bunny.
Punches don't look like they're getting pulled, but they also don't look super intense.
Right. He's not putting his all in it. But it's still a fist flying at you.
Also fair.
And then lastly, we had Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. Bianca, man. Bianca killed it.
Bianca was...
Not only her pure strength and her moveset, but just how happy and emotional she was being there.
There was one thing that I think made tonight filling for me was for the first time in a really long time, everyone that was wrestling looked like they wanted to be there.
Yeah. I saw a picture or a set of pictures on Twitter. I think Denise Salcedo.
Was it the one from Alistair McKenzie?
Yes, that's it, not Denise.
I literally just looked at that.
Like, they wanted to be there as much as we wanted to watch these matches.
And that is not something that we've gotten in a while, and I'm sure that it's hard to perform for a crowd that is not there.
Right. And it also helps that this WrestleMania, you don't have your typical main eventers. You don't have your Brock Lesnar or your Ronda Rousey or Becky Lynch. Those guys, a lot of these guys are people who are just debuting. You have Bad Bunny, Cesaro, Bianca Belair, who've never been in a WrestleMania before. Damian Priest, who's also never been in a WrestleMania. Bobby Lashley defending his title for the first time at WrestleMania. Really, really outstanding stuff. This is why, Big Show, if you're watching, this is why you need to get young talent over, so that you can have moments like this.
This was everything that I think every wrestling fan has been waiting for a really long time.
Yeah. Apparently, Xavier, I'm watching a little clip on Twitter. Xavier was outside. I think he's going home. He's just dancing with some fans, waiting outside the Raymond James Stadium. Oh, I love wrestling a lot because of just the pure love for the fans wrestlers have. It's like a lot of other stuff, like sports or movies. Celebrities don't care so much. But it seems like wrestlers really, really care.
Yeah. Get that.
But going back to Bianca. Bianca was fucking outstanding. She showed off her strength, her emotion, her passion, everything in that one match. That moment when she did the splash off the rope, and she got emotional before she jumped down.
Mm-hmm. And she was like...
And then when Sasha kicked out, she freaked out and screamed. I can't tell if that was her genuine emotion or her just selling the bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because she saw the victory happening, but then it was taken away. Either way, amazing stuff from her. So it does come down to two. And I'll tell you, it's not Bobby Lashley. It's not Tamina. It's not Cesaro. It's not Xavier. It's not Braun. To me, it comes down to Bad Bunny or Bianca Belair.
My God, stop.
And
painful.
This is probably one of the hardest wrestlers of the night I've had to pick.
I think I know the answer.
I want to go with Bianca. But you have to give the credit to somebody who's never wrestled before. Never wrestled, never has any athletic background, performing on the biggest stage in professional wrestling. as well as he did.
I know he did really well, but I think I know who I'm going with.
And that person is Bianca Belair.
Oh, that's the opposite of Bianca.
No,
If anything.
Yeah, God, it is tough because both. I popped for both just as much. Bad Bunny did an amazing job, but a lot of it was assisted by the Miz and Morrison. I'm you know what? I'm gonna go with Bianca. I'll go
I'm going with
you on
Bianca
this.
as well.
Although I want to give, if we were doing like entrance of the night, it's going to Bad Bunny for sure.
I get that, but I definitely have to go with Bianca on this one. It's just I can't in good faith choose anyone else. The fact that this meant so much for her, the fact that she performed, because Bianca does have a tendency, I think, to get a little bit in her head.
Right.
And what I mean by that is you've seen a lot of Bianca kind of making silly mistakes matches. And you can kind of tell that she's like a little bit caught up in her head when she's wrestling sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially lately where it was like bigger stuff. And I think the fact that she was able to overcome that mental stuff on such a big stage, on such a big night, she was amazing.
It also helped that she was wrestling with Sasha Banks, who probably helped her through all of that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right, now match of the night. I don't think this is any contest. We had Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley. A great match that surprised us all because we all saw Drew McIntyre winning that. But Bobby winning was so well done. I'm so glad he won. I can't wait for his continued reign. Now that he beat the biggest face in WWE, the biggest bootlicker, he's capable of many things now. Then we had the tag team turmoil match, which was the lowest point in the entire show, unfortunately. I was hoping for a lot more from this because I love Riot Squad, I love Natty and Tamina, I love Billie Kay, I love Naomi and Lana. But we didn't get a whole lot from this match. Every step in the gauntlet was very short, very quick. It's very unfortunate, but Vince doesn't give a shit about women's tag teams or any tag teams for that matter.
Yeah,
unless you're
men
the
don't
New
even
Day.
get a Mania event.
Unless you're the New Day.
That's fair.
Then we had Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. A fantastic match. Really, really fantastic match. That wasn't for a title or anything. It was just out of story, and it was so well done. The countering in this match really made this feel like a masterclass. So amazing. Seth showed us some new stuff. Cesaro just exceeded all expectations. This match was knocked out of the park. And to see Cesaro get as emotional as he did at the end, it was so beautiful. And then we had the New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos, which was also fantastic. You had this great storyline of them not wanting Omos to come in. It was so well done. Camera work was the best of the entire pay-per-view, or the best of the entire night, because the pay-per-view's not over yet. It was so amazing. There's not much I could really say about it because everything about this was perfect. Then we had Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon. It was a really good match, better than we all thought it would be. The Braun tearing off the fence in the cage was the best part of it. It was worth it just for that. And then we had The Miz and John Morrison versus Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. Again, amazing stuff. I am shocked that they gave Bad Bunny as much time in the ring as they did. So well done. And he started in the ring too. It's not like AJ and Omos where we had to wait to see Omos. We got Bad Bunny immediately.
He came out and he said, "No, I'm here."
Yeah.
Start.
It was so well done. And Bad Bunny did an amazing job. Miz and Morrison did a fantastic job. The fact that we didn't see much Damian Priest shows how great this match was, because they didn't need him to carry the slack for Bad Bunny. And when Damian Priest was in, it was still just as great. Match almost is Priest 100%. Yeah. Oh yeah, Priest got a massive pop. But Bad Bunny got just as big of a pop. And when they did the synced bell clap and the synced broken arrow, the pop they got was amazing. Apparently there were more people wearing Bad Bunny shirts than any other superstar, which goes to show how much people love Bad Bunny. And there's so many people online who are like, "Oh, nobody knows who Bad Bunny is. Nobody cares." No, people fucking love Bad Bunny.
I was gonna say, don't we recall when people were like, "No one knows who Bad Bunny is. Who the fuck is Bad Bunny?"
Mm-hmm.
Just say you're racist and sit down. Let's stop this. God damn it.
I mean, fucking look at Dave Meltzer. He just said that Bad Bunny is the ethnic superstar. Or he said, let me get the exact quote for you.
That's the exact quote. I don't think that's a good quote.
Yeah. No, he said Bad Bunny was just an ethnic superstar. That's exactly what he said.
When is Dave Meltzer gonna shut the fuck up? Honestly.
Dave Meltzer is a piece of shit.
Dave Meltzer sucks. That's so insanely racist. My brain is like having difficulty just like beginning to break that down.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Meltzer's a piece of shit. Fuck Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, and clearly Bad Bunny just exceeded all expectations of him. He killed it.
Dave Meltzer, who said that, remember his fucking like year-end fucking rankings or whatever?
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into it. I just fuck Dave Meltzer. Yeah, Morgan's missed. You're right. The just especially.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we're gonna let's take out the ethnic part, which is
that's fucked up on its own.
That's a different fish to fry. Big fish to fry. Fucking shark. But the just.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? No, I've had a couple too many drinks to actually really just fucking narrow down where I'm at on that one.
But moving aside from Dave Meltzer, he sucks. Let's end it at that. But I do want to give a quick fuck you to Drew McIntyre real quick, because he said he feels bad for any for all of the matches happening after his and Bobby's, because they won't be able to meet the same expectations that Drew and Bobby would have. Aside from one, they're all better than Drew and Bobby. They all were fantastic. He's got like low-key a really big ego.
That's something that I noticed about him after the fact. I was like, he's one of those wolves in sheep's clothing where it's like, plays off as this like hometown hero, kind of unsung hero dude. But he thinks he's like hot fucking shit. I
wonder who that reminds me of.
What does that remind you of?
Hulk Hogan.
Oh, does it now?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
we have to move on to Bianca versus Sasha, which it was destined to be the main event. This match was fantastic. This was the main event. Nothing else could have been main event besides this. Bianca and Sasha both did fantastic jobs. And the pure emotion that was felt in the ring and then reverberated through the crowds made it worth it alone. But the sheer performances was fantastic. The use of Bianca's hair was also really well done. I mean, Sasha made it into a weapon, but not by like tying it on the rope like some other wrestlers do, which is dumb. She just like yanked on it, and then Bianca yanked on it right back to counter it.
Again, it's also different for Sasha to do it. For a white woman like Lacey or Carmella to do it, it's like sour taste in the mouth, spoiled milk.
Now, Bailey also did it, but she did like the ding dong thing.
Yeah, that's still bad. Still not good. That's still bad.
But, and then that whip crack at the end. Holy shit.
I didn't know hair could do that. Like, I have been hit by many a ponytail in my life. I assure you that. I did not know that hair could make that noise.
Isn't like an actual lash, like, isn't that made of hair? Like horse hair or something? I think I might be mistaken.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a very wide knowledge on whips and lashes of sorts, but I'm not sure on that one.
But
I'll get back to you.
She must have had like cement in that hair, in that braid. That was insane.
I'm sure it's just a really tightly wound braid.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I think it's thicker hair and it's longer hair. The way a braid is made, that's just, you're getting all of like the body parts of like the pieces of hair, not the soft ends. And all of like this coarse, I mean, your root hair is coarser than your ends because this shit's just dead as fuck.
Well, you also need to remember that that's probably not her real hair. That's probably...
Is the braid not her real hair?
I don't think so. I think it's an extension.
I'm an idiot.
I mean, I can look up her Instagram, see if like in casual pictures she has that long ass hair, but I highly doubt it.
I mean, to be fair, to have hair that long, because I mean, a braid shortens your. That can't be real, actually, because a braid, when you braid your hair, you shorten it. It gets shorter. So for it to be as long as it is in that braid, there's no way. Thank you, Morgan Smith. Morgan Smith said it's not a real hair.
I am.
Okay, so then I'm might be dumb, but it's still it. To be fair, those things are made of. I mean, like extensions and shit like that. They're usually made of real hair.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing a little photo shoot she did with Montez. In 2020, October 2020.
She has really nice hair.
Yeah, that is not her real hair at all.
I know she has really nice hair. I think.
Oh, she did like this. Her and Montez did like this Thriller photo shoot. Like replicating frames from Michael Jackson's Thriller. It looks so cool. But yeah, that the fact that it's an extension makes it more believable that it would cut like it did. But still, it's like,
I mean, again, that it's a lot of extensions and stuff are made of real hair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess synthetic hair too,
but that one specifically had a kendo stick in it.
A very flexible kendo stick, I guess, considering it was wrapped around Bianca's arm.
But anyway, so my pick up for match of the night. It is the main event. It is the only one deserving of that title. It is Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks.
I would be remiss to disagree with you.
Woo. So, to run it back, our promo of the night, The New Day makes up for lost time. Wrestler of the night, Bianca Belair. Match of the night, Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. Oh man, what is night 2 gonna be like?
I'm stressed.
Night 2 is gonna have Rhea Ripley. But also Logan Paul.
Should we quickly remind everyone of our predictions for night 2?
Yes, our predictions for night 2. Let's run it match by match. First up, we have the United States Championship match between Riddle and Sheamus. I picked Riddle.
And I picked Sheamus because I have a soul. The cat picked Riddle because she does not have a soul.
And I picked Riddle because I'm a realist. We then
is chowing down right now, by the way.
Good. We then have the Women's Tag Team Championship match between Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Natalya and Tamina. All three of us picked Natalya and Tamina to win.
No, we did not. The cat picked Nia Jax and Shayna.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. We then have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn with Logan Paul. I picked Sami Zayn.
And I and the cat picked Kevin Owens.
Wait, why did I pick Sami Zayn? Oh, I know why I picked Sami Zayn, because Kevin Owens is going to jump off the boat. And he's going to get counted out.
Reasoning you had last night was specifically on Logan Paul getting involved and interfering for a DQ.
That's all. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Then we have the Intercontinental Championship match between Big E and Apollo Crews in a Nigerian drum match. I picked Big E.
We all picked Big E.
We all did. Although I'm seeing some people picking Apollo Crews. I might be regretting my choice, but we'll see. Then we have The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton.
I picked Randy.
You picked Randy. I picked The Fiend.
As did the cat.
Me and the cat both picked The Fiend. We'll see what kind of supernatural stuff is brought into that match. Then we have the Raw Women's Championship match between Asuka and Rhea Ripley. I picked Asuka. Liz, who did you pick?
We all picked Asuka.
We all did. Okay. And then we have the Universal Championship match, triple threat between Roman Reigns, Edge, and Daniel Bryan. I picked Roman Reigns. Liz, you picked Edge, correct?
I picked Edge and I picked Daniel Bryan to take the pin.
And then the cat picked Daniel Bryan. I picked Edge to take the pin.
Spooky.
So, right now we are tied 6-1, and we'll see who the champion is after tomorrow night. But, Liz, would you like to close us out and lead us into tomorrow?
I would. Be 2:40 in the morning on the East Coast.
Oh my god.
Hey, why are you hitting me? Can I get a little bit of you in there?
Oh.
Hey, the kitty.
Oh, hey,
yeah.
Hello, bubby.
Girl. It's a good girl. Anyways, so thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you joined us, if you join us in the future, thank you so much for joining us. If you joined us, I don't know what I'm saying either. We will be live tomorrow, less than 24 hours from now, with our recap of Night 2 of WrestleMania. It will be our 5th night in a row streaming. Don't get used to that schedule because, my God, if we have to do this again anytime soon, I'm probably going to cry. I'm so tired. So please join us. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll be back again on Monday and Tuesday. Yeah. Please join us. It'll be fun. I promise that. And please don't take my tired ass analysis of this. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay. I'm very sleepy. I'm very sleepy.
Just pass the mic. Pass the mic. Just pass the mic.
Please join us tomorrow night.
Yes, we'll find out the results of our predictions tomorrow, so please tune in for that. But for now, thank you all for watching. Follow, subscribe. Our YouTube is the Pinfall Podcast. You can find all of our past episodes there, as well as the Cat's predictions. Our Twitter, as you can see down below, is at Pinfall Podcast, and our Twitter handles are in our webcams. I don't know if it's very legible, but I am at
like my foot.
What?
My foot was being licked.
Okay. I am at the Mark Cameron. Liz is at Eliza Elaine23. I'll make that clearer for tomorrow. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you tomorrow for Night 2 of WrestleMania, the biggest night of the year.
Wrestling.
Have a great night, everybody.